757-200PF yielded only 5 new orders. 72. In October 2003, following Continental Airlines' decision to switch its remaining 757-300 orders to the 737-800, Boeing announced the end of 757 production. 72. The 1050th and last example, a 757-200 built for Shanghai Airlines, rolled off the production line at the Renton factory on the 28th of October, 2004, and was delivered on the 28th of November, 2005, after several months of storage. 79. 80. With the conclusion of the 757 program, Boeing consolidated 737 assembly at its Renton factory, downsizing its facilities by 40% and shifting staff to different locations. 81. Since the end of production, most 757s have remained in service, mainly in the U.S. 50. 82. From 2004 to 2008, the average fuel cost for typical mid-range U.S. domestic 757 flights tripled, putting pressure on airlines to improve the fuel efficiency of their fleets. 83. In May 2005, the FAA granted regulatory approval for manufacturer-sanctioned blended winglets from Aviation Partners Incorporated as a retrofit on the 757-200. 84. The winglets improve fuel efficiency by 5% and increase range by 200 nautical miles, 370 kilometers, 230 mi, through the junction of lift-induced drag. 85. 86. Continental Airlines was the first carrier to order winglets for the 757-200, and in February 2009, became the first operator of 757-300s with winglets. 87. Side view of twin-jet aircraft ascending. Continental Airlines 757-300 with blended winglets, which reduce lift-induced drag and improve fuel efficiency prior to the United Continental merger in 2010. The 757 remained the only narrow-body aircraft in use by the large fleets of all three U.S. legacy carriers, American Airlines, Delta Airlines and United Airlines. 68. 88. During this period, the 757's capacity and range capabilities have remained largely unequaled among narrow-body airliners. Winking Sad Smiley 89. When selecting replacement aircraft, airlines have had to either downsize to smaller single-aisle aircraft in production with fewer seats and less range, such as the 737-900 and a 321, or upsize to the larger, longer-range 787 Dreamliner and a 330-200 wide-body jets. 68. 90. The Tupolev Tu-204, a narrow-body twin-jet introduced in 1989 with a design similar to the 757's, 91, is offered in a 200-seat version, which has seen limited production for mainly Russian customers. 92. 93. Within Boeing, the 215-seat, 3200 nautical mile, 5,930 kilometer, 3,680 mi. Range 737-900 has been regarded as the closest aircraft in production to the 757-200. 94. Replacement aircraft. In February 2015, Boeing Marketing Vice President Randy Tinseth stated that re-engineering the 757 had been studied but there was no business case to support it. 95. At the March 2015 ISTAT conference, Elise Corporation's Stephen Advarhazer predicted the 757 replacement would be a more capable, clean sheet 767-like twin-aisle airplane capable of taking off from 7,000 foot, 2,130 m, runways like New York LaGuardia, and Tinseth was focused on 20% more range and more capacity than the 757-200.96 in May 2020. Due to the ongoing 737 MAX issues and the economic crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, Boeing set aside clean sheet design for the new midsize airplane, NMA, and began to look into a re-engined 757, dubbed the 757 Plus, which would compete with the Airbus A321XLR. The 757 Plus would need new engines, better efficiency, greater range, and more passenger capacity in order to satisfy the market that the NMA would have filled. 97. Design. Overview. Overhead view of twinjet aircraft taxiing on airport tarmac. Bird's eye view of Ethiopian Airlines 757-200 ETAMK at London Heathrow Airport. The 757 is a low-wing cantilever monoplane with a conventional tail unit featuring a single fin and rudder. Each wing features a supercritical cross-section and is equipped with 5-panel leading-edge slats, single and double-slotted flaps, an outboard aileron, and 6 spoilers. 98. The wings are largely identical across all 757 variants, swept at 25 degrees and optimized for a cruising speed of Mach 0.8, 533 miles per hour or 858 kilometers per hour. 25. 29. The juiced wing sweep eliminates the need for inboard ailerons, yet incurs little drag penalty on short and medium-length routes, during which most of the flight is spent climbing or descending. 99. The airframe further incorporates carbon fiber reinforced plastic wing surfaces, Kevlar fairings and access panels, plus improved aluminum alloys, which together reduce overall weight by 2,100 pounds, 950 kilograms. 20. 100. To distribute the aircraft's weight on the ground, the 757 has a retractable tricycle landing gear with 4 wheels on each main and 2 for the nose gear. 101. The landing gear was purposely designed to be taller than the company's previous narrow-body aircraft to provide ground clearance for stretched models. 102. In 1982, the 757-200 became the first subsonic jetliner to offer longer-lasting carbon brakes as a factory option, supplied by Dunlop. 103. The stretched 757-300 features a retractable tail skid on its aft fuselage to prevent damage if the tail section contacts the runway surface during takeoff. 104. Besides common avionics and computer systems, the 757 shares its auxiliary power unit, electric power systems, flight deck and hydraulic parts with the 767. 105. Through operational commonality, 757 pilots can obtain a common type rating to fly the 767 and share the same seniority roster with pilots of either aircraft. 24. 106. This reduces costs for airlines that operate both twinjets. 19. 44. Flight systems. View of a 757 cockpit with 6 paired color displays. 2 crew cockpit of a Conda 757-300 with CRT displays. The 757's flight deck uses 6 Rockwell Collins CRT screens to display flight instrumentation, as well as an electronic flight instrument system, EFIS, and an engine indication and crew alerting system, ACUS. 24. These systems allow the pilots to handle monitoring tasks previously performed by the flight engineer. 24. An enhanced flight management system, improved over versions used on early 747s, automates navigation and other functions. 24. while an automatic landing system facilitates cat-eye instrument landings in 490 feet, 150 m, low visibility conditions. 107. The Inertial Reference System, IRS, which debuted with the 757-200 was the first to feature laser light gyros. 37. On the 757-300. The upgraded flight deck features a Honeywell Pegasus flight management computer, enhanced ACUS, and updated software systems. 69. To accommodate the same flight deck design as the 767, the 757 has a more rounded nose section than previous narrow-body aircraft. 14. 108. The resulting space has unobstructed panel visibility and room for an observer seat. 109. Similar pilot viewing angles as the 767 result from a downward-sloped cockpit floor and the same forward cockpit windows. 43. 109. 3 independent hydraulic systems are installed on the 757, one powered by each engine, and the third using electric pumps. 20. 101. A ram air turbine is fitted to provide power for essential controls in the event of an emergency. 101. A basic form of fly-by-wire facilitates spoiler operation, utilizing electric signaling instead of traditional control cables. 36. The fly-by-wire system, shared with the 767, 36, reduces weight and provides for the independent operation of individual spoilers. 110. When equipped for extended range operations, the 757 features a backup hydraulic motor generator and an additional cooling fan in the aircraft's electronics bay. 44. Interior cabin of the 757. There are 6 seats per row, with a single aisle separating the seats. Light shines through the side wall windows and overhead lighting. Iceland Air 757-200 with original cabin design, updated lighting, and 6 abreast seating. The 757 interior allows seat arrangements of up to 6 per row with a single center aisle. 37. Originally optimized for flights averaging 2 hours. 19. The 757 features interior lighting and cabin architecture designs aimed at a more spacious impression. 34. As on the 767, garment bag length overhead bins and a rear economy class galley are standard equipment. 111. The bins have twice the capacity as those on the preceding 727. 34. To save weight, honeycomb sandwich is used for interior paneling and bins. 34. Unlike previous evacuation slide designs which are not equipped for water landings, the 757's main exits feature combination slide rafts similar to those found on the 747. 34. In the 1980s, Boeing altered the interior designs of its other narrow-body aircraft to be similar to that of the 757. 112. In 1998, the 757-300 debuted a redesigned interior derived from the next generation 737 and 777, including sculptured ceiling panels, indirect lighting, and larger overhead bins with an optional continuous handrail built into their base for the entire cabin length. 113. Centerline storage containers mounted in the aisle ceiling for additional escape rafts and other emergency equipment were also added. 114. The 757-300's interior later became an option on all new 757-200's. 115. In 2000, with wheeled carry-on baggage becoming more popular, Delta Airlines began installing overhead bin extensions on their 757-200's to provide additional storage space. 116. And American Airlines did the same in 2001. 117. The larger bins are part of aftermarket interior upgrades which include updated ceiling panels and lighting. 118, 119. Since 2011, Boeing 757s can also update interior to Boeing Sky Interior that introduced on 787 and later installed on newer 737 next generation, 777, and 737 MAX. Variants. The 757 was produced in standard and stretched lengths. 120. The original 757-200 debuted as a passenger model, and was subsequently developed into the 757-200 PF and 757-200 SF cargo models, 78, as well as the convertible 757-200 variant. 120. The stretched 757-300 was only available as a passenger model. 121. When referring to different versions, Boeing. Aircraft in flight, underside view. The jet's two wings have one engine each. The rounded nose leads to a straight body section, which tapers at the tail section with its two rear fins. A United Airlines 757-200 on final approach, viewed from below, with extended landing gear, flaps, and slats. And airlines are known to collapse the model number, 757, and the variant designator, E.G200 or -300, into a truncated form, for example 752 or 753, 122. The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, classifies all variants based on the 757-200 under the code B752, and the 757-300 is referred to as B753 for air traffic control purposes. 123, 757-200. A Northwest Airlines 757-251 with PW2000 engines in flight. Northwest Airlines 757-200 in 2010. The 757-200, the original version of the aircraft, entered service with Eastern Airlines in 1983. 39. The type was produced with two different exit configurations, both with 3 standard cabin doors per side. The baseline version has a fourth, smaller cabin door one each side aft of the wings, and is certified for a maximum capacity of 239, while the alternate version has a pair of over-the-wing emergency exits on each side, and can seat a maximum of 224. 29, 124. The 757-200 was offered with a tow of up to £255,000, 116,000 kilograms, Winkinside Smiley 28. Some airlines and publications have referred to higher gross weight versions with the TOPS certification as 757-200 as 120, 125, 126. But this designation is not used by the manufacturer. 29, 45. Similarly, versions with winglets are sometimes called 757-200W or 757-200WL. 127, 128. The first engine to power the 757-200, the Rolls-Royce RB211-535C, was succeeded by the upgraded RB211-535E4 in October 1984. 129. Other engines used include the Rolls-Royce RB211-535E4B, along with the Pratt & Whitney PW2037 and PW2040. 28. Its range with full payload is 3,850 nautical miles, 7,130 kilometers, 4430 me. 130, although designed for short and medium length routes. The 757-200 has since been used in a variety of roles ranging from high-frequency